Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks that inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Foundling Fathers by Meg Elison. Foundling Fathers is a present-day science fiction satire. It is set in the year 2026. It is the moment, though we probably, hopefully, don't have the sort of science fictional technology on display in this short novel. That's right, not a novella, not a tome, but a secret third thing, the short novel. A very elegant sort of length. It is a science fiction set in the present day, as I've said, and about 18 or so years ago, some evil right-wingers, the Antediluvian Society, decided to clone 4 members of the group we call the Founding Fathers of America: George Washington, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams. And they have raised them in isolation on an island and in the sort of very intellectual tradition of the Enlightenment, amended, of course, to represent right-wing values. We've got, carefully edited editions of Locke and Rousseau and what have you that these young men are raising, because we need the great men of the past to come and show us how America has fallen and lead us back and to make America great again. Really sort of vile plans, but of course, people are growing up, they're coming of age, and that's actually a hard thing to control. And we have here at the beginning of the short novel a break in the protocol and a sort of all of a sudden realization on the part of these young men of what their life is like and where they live in the world and the complications that ensue from that. It's a really fun, sort of sharp science fiction satire. It's extremely timely, with the 250 years since 1776 that we're celebrating, that we are recognizing occurring in this year, and thinking about the weight and complication of a national identity and the aspirations on the part of those to shape the national story and shape national character for good and for ill, and the complications in that, the idea of multifacety being sort of unavoidable. It's a really clever and a lot of fun little book. I had a great time with it. I read it in the course of an evening, and I was like, well, maybe I'll read half of it and read the second half tomorrow. And then I was like, well, no, I'm gonna read the whole thing. And I was up a little too late, but what a treat that was. And so, of course, we had to have a drink. Our drink today is the memorial, because what is a clone if not a memorial? And in this season of patriotism, that's perhaps appropriate as well. So we're going to begin with 2 ounces of Mother's Brandy Irish whiskey. So the clones are being raised by a woman, and she has her secret Mother's Brandy. We have this really fun exploration from her point of view, and this thinking about the complications of when you're raising from childhood what are essentially test subjects and are sort of party to these creepy right-wingy ideas. So just really delicious little bits all throughout. Like, I hesitate to say too much, but really, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this. I know that I did. And to our Irish whiskey, our Mother's Brandy, we're going to add half an ounce of fig liqueur. Our George Washington is enjoying some figs, and I love the fig liqueur made with dried figs, vodka, bit of sugar for its nice, rich fruitiness. It's got that weight to it. And certainly there is an attempt on the part of this antediluvian society to chase the weightiness of the past and their dreams of the past. All right, and to that we are going to add half an ounce of dry vermouth, a nice aromatized wine. Going to be a very popular ingredient in some of our older cocktails. Maybe not so much the punches that they would enjoy in the late 18th century, but certainly bringing that herbal and lightly briny quality. I like a dry vermouth, especially in the summer. It adds this bit of levity, it adds a lovely bit of herbaceousness, and it's just going to bring the balance to our memorial. And then finally, we're going to add a bar spoon of guava nectar, guava puree, because we have this essence of sort of incongruity, this being out of place and being on an island and being thrust into a world that is totally unexpected. So we get this lovely bit of unexpectedness, this lovely bit of island tropical summer flavor that's going to play with some of our richer, darker, heavier ingredients. And you want to give that a stir before you add your ice, just so that everything gets nice and dissolved and mixed up. Then we'll add our ice. We always add our ice last because you never know when your island home is going to be disrupted, and you'll discover you're part of a creepy right-wing plot to reshape American history, and you wouldn't want to discover all that and come back to a watery cocktail. Not the way they used to drink in the late 18th century. You know, these are folks who are like primed socially, you know, with genetics and social learning, primed to be heavy drinkers. Which is not so much what we've got going on here. This is a nice, standard, delicious cocktail for nice, standard, modern cocktail enjoyers. We'll give that a nice stir until the ice and the liquid are at roughly an equilibrium, and then we'll strain into a stemmed glass. Perfect. And there you have it. This is the memorial inspired by Foundling Fathers by Meg Elison. Founding Fathers is available now. A huge thank you to the publisher Tachyon Books for sending me a copy so that we could talk about it on release day. I had such a great time with it. It's really a fantastic book if you're thinking about the complications of America 250 this summer. I think you're really going to enjoy this. You're going to enjoy it, you know, sitting by the pool and going to your barbecues and picnics. You're going to have a great time with it. We've also got links to purchase my book, Cocktails and Consoles, 75 Cocktails and Mocktails to Level Up Your Game Night, and to order Shatter the Sun, the latest anthology from Neon Hemlock. I've got a short story in that, The Peacock Wizard and the Cave of the Serpent Queen. I think y'all are really going to dig that too. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Blue Sky and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. It makes me so happy when you do, and really helps us to decide what we cover here on Bar Cart Bookshelf. We are approaching our 5-year anniversary. Hard to believe. Keep your eyes peeled for exciting things like that, so make sure you're subscribed. You never miss an episode. Really fun things ahead as we round out June, head into the heart of summer, July and August. I'm so excited to share all these books with you. And until next time, cheers.